Yeah, let's go live to someone who knows that party pretty well, David Littleproud, the Nationals leader. What do you say to those Liberal and National colleagues like Crisafulli, like Picciuto, who are saying we don't want a bar of this?
Oh, look, I think they should take a deep breath. We're looking for a mandate from the Australian people. And if we get that mandate, we want to be constructive with state governments, but there'll be a clear indication for the Australian people about a different pathway. And they shouldn't get in the road. They should work with the federal government because we have to make decisions for the greater good, for the nation's good, not just for a state. We've got an East Coast market that is integrated. We're not going to run away from that. So it's important that there's maturity in this debate. And what Peter Dutton and I is prepared to lead that with maturity, with calmness, and making sure that Australians appreciate the opportunity that we're putting in front of them, that there's a different pathway to an all-renewables approach. And so I just say to all premiers and opposition leaders, I'd just be reluctant to come forward too quick. Let's let the Australian people make a determination. If they do, it should be respected.
Was there discussion among your leadership to put dollar figures out there to have the costings today, and you decided let's hold that off?
Well, that'll be the next. Well, that'll be the next stage. Today was the first step in giving respect to those 7 communities that after the geotechnical assessments, the initial assessments, that they're the best ones on which to proceed with. It was also about making sure that Australians understood that under Peter Dutton and David Littleproud, we're going to return ownership of some of our generation of power to the Australian people, not to multinationals from overseas that come along, take it and run off, and to leave a legacy, not for 19 years or however long a wind turbine or a panel lasts, but for 80 to 90 years. That's the legacy that Peter Dutton and David Littleproud want to leave. That's the one that we've got the courage of our conviction and have a belief in those men and women, in those jobs in regional Australia, in those 7 sites, that we believe in them and that they can transition across, and over 77% of those, history shows, will be able to move across, but there'll be more jobs, there'll be higher paying jobs. But this is a vote of confidence in regional Australia rather than having a vision of us tied up with transmission lines, turbines and solar panels.
Can you give us a sense of how much energy will be provided by the 7 reactors when they're up and running in terms of megawatts?
Yeah, well, that'll be the next stage that we'll announce, not only with the costings, but also in terms of what the energy mix will be. I think it's important to understand this is a big change that we're asking the Australian people to understand and those communities to understand, those 7 communities. And I think what you've heard from us from the very start is that we'll put these where existing coal-fired power stations are, and then we'll be, at our next stage, being able to demonstrate what our total mix, whether that be with renewables, whether that be with gas, with CCS, and the timeline of that transition. We'll be upfront and honest with the Australian people, but this is about taking that first step and showing respect to those 7 communities about the significant role that they'll play and the significant opportunity that they'll have.